guy that you're becoming, and this is a huge step in any believer's life, that they would take that step of water baptism. Really what water baptism is it's making your faith public. It's telling the world, your family, your friends, and the people around you that you've decided to follow Jesus. And especially at your age, in the world that we live in your school and with your friends, just use this as an opportunity to even take your relationship with God to another level and just be a great example for your friends and for your families, for your sister, for those that are around you, to really just follow after Jesus. I'll be brief, but I did want to just share a few things about baptism. It's a step that Jesus did himself, and we're called to follow in his footsteps. And so you're following in the footsteps of Jesus, the one who saved you. You're following his footsteps today in water baptism. He was actually baptized in a river as well, so that's a pretty cool opportunity for you to do the same thing. It just shows the world that you follow him. It shows the world that you're going to live your life for Jesus, because the whole picture is that when you go under the water, that the old self is gone, and then the new self is what comes out. And even though you've already made that decision to follow Jesus, it's just that symbol of it. This is a wedding band on my finger, and your dad and your mom, they wear a wedding band, and this just shows the world that I'm married. It doesn't make me married, but it shows the world that I'm married. And so if I was to take this off, I'm still married. But this right here shows the world that I'm married. Well, water baptism is the wedding band of Christianity. You're showing the world that you belong to Jesus. And when Jesus was baptized, in Matthew chapter 3, we get to read about him being baptized. And there's just one quick verse I want you to hear that I think is really neat, because I think the same thing is happening today. I think that God is very proud of you. In verse 16 it says, when he had been baptized, when Jesus had been baptized, he came up immediately from the water, and behold, the heavens were opened to him. He saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove and lighting upon him. And suddenly a voice came from heaven saying, "This is my beloved Son, whom I love, and I'm well pleased." And so you just need to know that God's very pleased with you today, and that this is a celebration, and that we're just all kind of coming together and believing that this is a moment in your life that we're just going to begin to see even more incredible things for you as you step into being everything that God's called you to be and living his purpose. And so just proud of you, proud of your family, and excited to be a part of this with you.
Let me say a couple of things. I appreciate Pastor Jimmy, one, letting me do this under the authority of the church. But, I'm excited that Anderson gets to be baptized today, and I'm super excited I get to be the one to do that. But why a river? Pastor Jimmy talked about that. Christ was baptized in a river. But one of my favorite stories in the Bible is in the book of Joshua, where when the Israelites went into the Promised Land, God sent the Ark of the Covenant with the 12 priests ahead of them. And as soon as they hit the water, the river stopped flowing and actually backed up. When you think about the power of God being able to stop this river and make it flow backwards while they crossed. After that had happened, God told the 12 priests to grab a stone and pile it up on the side of the river as a memorial stone or a marker of what God had done in their life. So I want this place and this time to be that memorial stone for Anderson, so that when he's 15 or 16, he can come to this spot and pray and think, this is where I made a decision to change my life, and God did this great thing for me. That's a great story. And then also, the Bible talks about the river of life from the beginning of the book in Genesis all the way through to Revelation. There's a river of life flowing from the throne of God, and that's what this river symbolizes to me today. Is this the river of God's presence in our community and in our life? And specifically, when you get baptized, that's a symbol of the river of God in your life. So I'm super excited that we can baptize Anderson today. Without further